a lot of people don't know this, but getting into coaching was probably one of the best things I ever did. And I want to talk a little bit about how I went from playing for Crystal Palace to moving to America to then actually getting into health and fitness coaching and becoming an online coach and running a 10K per month coaching business. So let's get into it. So a little bit of background. I've been playing football from about 5 years old, as early as I can remember. Played school football, played in the park. Really, I was playing in the park. And these times in South London, everyone played football in the park, so it's pretty normal. Then when I was 7 or 8 years old, I got scouted by Crystal Palace. I used to play for a Sunday league team called Cray Wanderers. Then I got scouted by Crystal Palace. Yeah, and then from there, basically, I got offered to sign for Crystal Palace after about 2 weeks. Usually it's a 6-week trial, but the coach, he saw the quality, he knew what I was about, gave me a contract. Then from there, every year I was just getting renewal, because every year you just get like re-sign. Unless you're not good enough, you get let go. And then when I was 14, I actually got offered my scholarship. So I got offered my scholarship 2 years early, which then meant that I knew that once school was over, I was going to go full time. That was a big deal for me, of course. And then, yeah, man, from there, basically, at 16, I did my GCSEs. Then I went full time. That was a very, very big deal for me. And once that happened, that's when kind of things got a bit more real. It was always real to me. I really wanted to make it. Like, that was very, very important to me. But I got there, and I won't go into the details of what it was like playing for Crystal Palace, because I've got a whole YouTube video about that already. But yeah, I did 2 years as a scholar. And, train every day, got to train with the pros. It was a real experience, man, training every day. That's when I really felt like, okay, I'm a professional now, I'm going to make it. Because that's when I thought, okay, I could spend every waking hour practicing. And I used to love practice. But due to certain circumstances at Crystal Palace, practicing, doing extras wasn't always easy. Let's put it like that. And yeah, at the end of my second year, I had knee surgery. I didn't get an extension on my contract. And yeah, I got released, and basically I didn't have shit to do. Yeah, I did not know what I wanted to do. Life was just a little bit like, I felt like life was against me. And then at that time, I had a coach that was like, yo, Jav, you're really smart. You're good with, like, obviously you got good grades. You could probably go to America. So I went to America. Started off in New Jersey, did 2 years in New Jersey. That was terrible. It was freezing. Hated the coach. Then I did 2 years in Atlanta. That was much better. Really enjoyed it. Really liked the coach and the staff and the teammates. Everything was really good. So after that, I got my degree in sports management, and then I spent a bit of time out there, and I stayed out there for a little while. Then I moved back to London. When I moved back to London, that's probably the hardest part, because I did not know what I wanted to do. So I moved back to London, had a degree, but it didn't really matter because no one really cares about a degree. And I had no experience and no money. And that's when life put me to the test. That's when it was like, okay, Jav, it's time to boss up. It's time to become a man and work out what you want to do. The good thing is I always loved training. I was someone that would go to the gym and do extras. Like I mentioned before, when I was at Crystal Palace, I always wanted to train more. Going to the gym and training was always my thing anyway. So becoming a PT was like quite easy for me, because I just thought, well, I love doing this. I can help people do this. It was natural. But I thought, I'm going to become a PT and I'll make loads of money and I'll coach people all day. I didn't know anything about the industry or nothing like that, because I came from an athletic background. Yeah, I got qualified, and then what happened? And then at first, I couldn't even work in the gym because I got the level 2 qualification. So I started working at F45, and I was doing a receptionist job at a fancy gym in Victoria. So I was a receptionist in the morning, then I'll go to F45, then I'll go home, or I'll do F45 all day, the receptionist in the evening. Like, it was loads of different things. On top of that, I spent 2 weeks working in Nuffield Health as a gym manager, a duty manager, quit that job in 2 weeks. I also worked in a sports facility. I quit that job after like a month and a half. The money was okay actually, but I just couldn't do it, couldn't stick to it. So as you can probably say, I was quitting a lot of jobs, could not find my feet. But F45 was probably where I got the most responsibility, and that was my best job before I went and did my own thing. Because there, the manager gave me a lot of responsibility. He allowed me to be head of sales. At the time, F45, they basically were using a agency to get leads for 7-day free trial to do the classes, or like a cheap trial. Then my job was to convert those people to become paying members or sign up to the next 8-week challenge. But I would also taught the classes, so it was easier for me to sell it. So that was kind of my role. I did that for a while. Did that for like 7-8 months. Really, I actually really enjoyed F45. It was a good job. It was tough though. I had to get up at 4 a.m. to get the train into Liverpool Street from South London. It was a tough job in terms of hours. I did not enjoy the hours. So I did that for a little while. Then the pandemic came, and that's when I launched my online business, man. Launched my online business, and on top of that, I was also working for an app company, and they were developing a fitness coaching app. It's called Sudor, and it was a startup. And although I enjoyed the job, I felt like I wasn't getting paid for the amount of hours I was doing. And I just felt like I wasn't getting used, but I didn't feel valued, to be honest. And I was the only like fitness specialist there. So like all the people were more like tech people, sales people, business people. I was the only fitness-based person there. So I was liaising with the fitness coaches that were going to use the app, the influencers. And I just didn't really like it. I didn't really like how I was being used within the company. So during the pandemic, I quit that job. But the benefit of that job is obviously that they were still giving me quite a bit of income. So that kind of held me over. And the thing about the pandemic is I didn't qualify for any of the grants or any kind of money. So I was basically out on my ass. So launching my online coaching business was literally the only thing I could do. I did that. When the pandemic ended, it's not ended, but it's paused for a bit, and they opened the gyms. Or I already had 20 online clients when I went back to the gym. I only went to the gym because I didn't do one-to-one. I only did group classes. So I was like, let me go back to the gym. I did that, even though I didn't need to. And then I did that for about 3 months. I got to about 14 face-to-face clients. Then I realized this face-to-face stuff ain't for me, because I knew that I couldn't do this when I'm like 40 or 50. No way. So I quit that. And then I went super hard with online. And then I quickly got that up to like 30, 40 clients. And I was happy, man. That's kind of the journey. And then I did that for like 2-3 years. Then in that time frame, people always ask me, oh, why did you stop doing fitness coaching to do business coaching? Well, in that time frame, I had so many PTs and coaches asking me, oh, Jav, how do you make content? Oh, Jav, what app do you use? People were asking me every day. PTs that I used to work with, that I follow me on IG. So it got to the point where it was like, well, the next logical step in my growth as a coach, as a person, is like, help the coaches, because they need help. And I knew that because here's the truth. Being a PT or getting a PT qualification is so easy, a 5-year-old could do it. So the quality is in the gutter, because there's no like apprenticeship. There's no like shadowing. I think personally, after you get qualified, you need to shadow a top quality PT for 3 months. Yeah, you get paid for it. But I personally think that's going to help fix the quality control issue that we have. There's a lot of PTs who don't know anything about coaching, about nutrition, and about setting up their business. So you should have to do like some type of quality control, because the barrier to entry is so low that the quality of PTs, that's why so many PTs quit within the first year or two, because they don't make any money, but they don't know how to make money, and they're not good at their job. So we've got to fix those issues before we can think about all the other issues. But yeah, like that played a big role. And I never went back to the gym. I quit after about 3-4 months. And then I went online, and I've never worked for anybody since. And it's been tough. It's been fun. It's been a journey of ups and downs. But I would say that everything I've learned over the last 10 years, 12 years really, since I left school, has enabled me to get to this position where I'm so resilient. I know that I could do anything I want to do. And I'm choosing to do this because I know that there's a lot of coaches that need help, man. And I talk to coaches every day, and they're struggling, man. They're struggling. They don't know how to do anything. They don't know how to run an app. They don't know how to message people. They don't know how to do sales. There's such a lack of skill set in our industry that I know I can help these people. And that's kind of why I do what I do. That's why we make free courses. That's why we make YouTube videos, because there's such a lack of skill out there. So we want to help those people, man. A bit of a different YouTube video today, more about my journey, a bit about me. I don't really talk about me much, so we need to start talking about ourselves a bit more. And yeah, hopefully you find that useful. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Yes, I've been on my treadmill the whole time, walking and talking. So yeah, peace.